Hi, this is Noelle. I just wanted to give my thoughts on something that's been happening in the news. Well, something that happened in the news recently, less than a week ago or a week ago. Melissa Harris Perry, as you know, was a host on MSNBC and is now, I guess, was yanked or was downsized or eliminated, whatever you want to call it, from MSNBC's lineup. Now, I very seldom watch MSNBC, so I have to put that out there. I watched her every once in a while. Sometimes I will watch some of her videos that were uploaded to YouTube. But I will say this to anyone who believes that this wasn't done on purpose. And no matter where you sit on the political spectrum. So let me just put that out there, that I'm an independent, that I believe that there are issues with both parties. Did I vote for Barack Obama? Yes, I did. Do I think I was deceived? Yes, I do. Because there were things that he could have done that he didn't do. But be that as it may, once he got into office, there was an upsurge of African American presenters hired to MSNBC. Now, let me say this. Most of them were not journalists. And we do have a lot of African American journalists who are certainly qualified, who could have been on MSNBC and CNN and all those other major news outlets, which really, let me just be honest, I have stopped really watching a lot of them. I watch maybe snippets on YouTube. But as far as watching cable, I don't own cable. I don't watch the nightly news on ABC, CBS, or NBC, because a lot of that stuff now, to me, is just fluff, and it's also propaganda. But let me get back to Melissa Harris Perry. She built a following on MSNBC. It's no way she didn't know that this day was coming. Barack Obama is the president. He's a two-term president, and he can't serve any more terms than that. And even if he wanted to, I don't think the country would let him. This is not some country in Africa where the leader switches the Constitution or misinterprets it so he can be a lifelong leader. That's not how it works in the United States. So he's going out the door. This is his last year. And of course, MSNBC is already making way for what could be the next political atmosphere. I don't know if you know this. One of the people who worked with Ted Cruz, who was responsible for that email that was sent out about Dr. Ben Carson, his name almost couldn't even get his name out. Dr. Ben Carson was let go by the Cruz campaign. But guess who hired him? MSNBC. You can't tell me that there is no connection there. So Melissa Harris Perry has built a following. And so what I would say to Melissa Harris Perry and other people, this is a lesson that we all need to learn, especially as African Americans. You cannot depend on one position. You always need to have another stream of income. You use that to build a following, and then you create your own. MSNBC has paid her enough money so she can build her own entity. Now, would I listen to her all the time? No, quite frankly, I wouldn't. But I know there are times that if she's talking about certain topics, I may listen to her. But I know that she's got a following, the people who would gladly listen to her. And so I hope that she is going to, or she has, saved some money, and so she can build her own network. It's no sense crying to me when somebody lets you go. And I learned this a long time ago. If somebody lets you go and you feel you've done nothing wrong, you've done everything to the best of your ability, take it as a blessing and use that as a stepping stone to move on and do something better. Don't stop and say and lament and cry. I'm at that point now, even, with what's going on in my life. If things happen and things change, because nothing stays the same, you got to prepare for the future. You got to prepare. And, sometimes we as African Americans think that people owe us something. And I guess we are owed our respect as far as being equal, being treated equally. But you're not going to get that respect as far as keeping a job, even when they feel you're not relevant anymore. The days, and let me say this, the days of working on a job for 30 or 40 years almost are over. I mean, there are a lot of people my age, and I'm in my 50s, who are on jobs and they've been there 25, 30 years. But after our generation, I guarantee you it's not going to happen for the next. Most people switch jobs every 4 to 5 years. Some people every 2 years, depending on what they're trying to do. But what I would say to any person of color, you need to have your own. Even if it's not something you do full time, something you can invest in over time. So when it's time for you to leave one job, you still have some kind of way of getting income. And even if you're not getting income at that time, something that you can build for income in the future. So that's what I would say about Melissa Harris Perry. And I'm not surprised. I'm waiting for them really to drop the ball and let Al Sharpton go altogether. They moved his time. They moved him from one day to, I think, Sunday. He was on and to me, they should have never hired him. But I understand why they hired him, because he was a cheerleader for President Obama. So was Melissa Harris Perry. Now, don't get me wrong. Please don't say that I don't like the president. I'm an African American woman. I dislike some of his policies. And I have this argument with my family. They think I'm a Republican. I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent. Just because I don't agree with everything the Democrats say doesn't mean I'm a Republican. And most African Americans, let me say this, really, if they really sat down and thought about what they agreed and what they didn't agree on, they would realize that they're independents too. But they just don't realize. But we've been brainwashed to think that we need to be with one party. Because if Hillary Clinton gets in, if Bernie Sanders gets in, and don't sleep on Bernie Sanders because there's a chance he could get in. If Donald Trump gets in, if Ted Cruz gets in, there'll be no need for Melissa Harris Perry. There'll be no need for a Reverend Al Sharpton. And they've already gotten rid of some of the other people. I think Joy Reid. And there's another gentleman on there, a young guy. I can't think of his name. I saw him on a couple shows. Haven't seen him in so long. So I'm quite sure they've gotten rid of him too. So, the key is, if you're going to do that, and I'm not knocking people because people have to make their own decisions, but know that nothing is permanent. Prepare for the future. Put money aside. Build your network. And then when they give you that pink slip, or when you can't come to an agreement and you part ways, you can move on and you'll have peace of mind. And that's what I would say to Melissa Harris Perry, because I saw some of the tweets or whatever she sent out, or emails. To me, she's whining a little bit. She was given an opportunity that I don't think she should have gotten, because she's not a journalist. She may be a black intellectual, but she's nowhere near. There's some other black intellectuals that could run rings around her. So, she really did get a plum assignment. And so she got that assignment. She should have used it to her advantage. She should have built her network. I think her show is Nerdland or Nerd whatever. She should have used that to build a network. So now when they are showing her the door, she can say thank you very much and take what she's learned and gathered up everything and take it and build her own network. And that's all I have to say on that. And once again, this is a lesson not just to her, but to all of us. You should always have more than one stream of income. God bless and have a great day.